What is up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to tie a Carolina rig with all of these things. First of all, you're going to need, well, obviously you're going to need your main line. And your main line is going to be coming from your fishing pole. So, first of all, you're going to need sinker slides, some weights. Now, if you're fishing in a pond, I like to use 1 ounce weights with not a lot of current, and sometimes I'm fishing in lakes, I might use 1.5 ounce, and sometimes I'm even fishing in big rivers, so I might even put 2 of these or 3 of these 1.5 ounce sinkers onto my sinker slide. So your weights, just depending on where you fish. If you're fishing in a small pond, I would recommend these, like farm ponds. If you're fishing in pretty big lakes, I'd recommend maybe 3 ounces or something. If you're fishing in big rivers like the Missouri or Mississippi, I'd even go for maybe even like 8 or maybe even 10, probably just 5 ounces. But most times I'm fishing the Sangamon River, I might just put 2 of these 1 ounce, 2 of these 1 ounce weights on my sinker slide. Now, then you're gonna need a hook. What I've got, I use anywhere from, for catfish, anywhere from 5/0 all the way up to 11/0. This right here is a 8/0 X-Bite circle hook. Now, then you're gonna need beads. Now, for your beads, you can buy beads at basically any fishing store. But I got these ones from my mom's jewelry. And, I mean, any beads really work. And then you're gonna need your big barrel swivel. This is a 2/0 barrel swivel, a very strong swivel. I mean, this can handle like huge catfish, 100-pounders. And then you're gonna need your leader line. I like to use 50-pound test, monofilament, Falcon, and it's got 328 yards. I like to use my 50-pound leaders. I can't fit this whole thing in the camera though, so I just put it right there. And first of all, you're gonna have your, where did my main line go? You're gonna have your main line right here coming from a fishing pole. And I'm gonna show you my fishing pole. It's one of my catfish rods. I have 2. It's one of them. Now it is spooled up with 20-pound monofilament. So every time, before I tie my rigs, I like to just cut a little bit off, like maybe half a foot or so. Okay, just to get all that stuff off, like wear and tear on your line. All right, now we're gonna start on the rig. All right, so you start with your main line and put on your sinker slide. And I buy all my catfish gear at Big Red's Bait and Tackle. And I wanna give a big shout out to Big Red's Bait and Tackle, and an even bigger shout out to Big Red, the guy who runs it. That's where I started to buy all my catfish gear. He is a very nice guy. Go support his shop. Go buy fishing gear there. That's where I buy all mine. So I'm gonna put my, now sinker slide helps you because a lot of people for Carolina rigs, they just put on their, for catfish, they just put on their egg sinker. Now what an egg sinker will do is it'll tear up your main line. A sinker slide will not. So that's why I like to put on a sinker slide. Since I'm gonna be fishing a pond, I'm just gonna put on not a lot of current. I'm just put on my 1.5 ounce. The good thing about sinker slides is that you can change your weights. So I put this on here, I'm fishing in the pond, and then maybe I'll go to the river tomorrow. I can change this out and just put a bigger one on, like that. But I'm gonna be fishing in the pond. So I'm gonna put my 1.5 ounce. And I'm gonna slide this all the way down my line. Okay, and then the second thing you're gonna put on is your bead. Now, really any bead works. These are just beads I got from my mom's jewelry. She said I could have them. Doesn't really matter what color it is. You can buy beads basically at any fishing store. You can buy all the stuff that I have at Shields, Big Red's Bait and Tackle, Walmart, a lot of this stuff, Big Red's Bait and Tackle, but that is the place to go. He's a great catfisherman too. Just have my bead on. And now what you're gonna wanna do is make your leader line. Now the polymer knot is the strongest fishing knot. And a lot of people just tie the polymer knot on a swivel to their main line, and then with your leader line, you can't tie a polymer knot again because it's connected to your main line. You can't. But I found a way to tie a polymer knot on each side. You make your leader first. So, and a lot of people just take their leader line and they cut it at a certain, hold on, let me take these rubber bands off. They cut it at a certain length, and then they tie their hook and the swivel on, and then they realize that that's too short or too long. So what I like to do to not cause that, I like to tie my hook on it, so then like my hook will be on it, and then it'll still be connected to this. And in my swivel, I'll just tie a little polymer knot on here, and that will not take much line off. So a really good way to tie a polymer knot on your swivel on both ends, and to make your leader the right length that you want it. Now, okay. Gosh, I cannot get this rubber band off. Jeez. It's on there tight. Okay, I got it. Okay, now I like to snell my circle hook on. Now, what I like to do is the knotless knot. Since the lighting, I may not be able to show you that very good. So, I'm just gonna you're gonna put the hook through the eye. You're gonna have your line coming out like that, right? So now, with your line coming out like this, and you're just gonna wrap it around the shank of the hook, and you wanna wrap it around tight. Sorry guys, that's not gonna focus there. Now, if this doesn't help you, you can just look up another video how to tie the knotless knot, because I'm sure a lot of you already know how to tie this rig. And if you do know how to tie this rig, then just comment down below if you don't know any other catfish rigs and you want me to tie them, because I know a lot of catfish rigs. Carolina rig, the Santee rig, a bunch of different catfish rigs. And if you want to know those and you don't know and you already know the Carolina rig, put down those in the comment section below, and I will learn those rigs for you, and I will tie them, and I will show you how. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap it around the shank of the hook. Wrap it around the shank of the hook. And once it's wrapped around there, you're gonna take your leader line however long you like it. I like my leader line, where's my knife? I like my leader line maybe a foot, maybe even a foot and a half. Doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna cut my leader line the right length I want it. Let's do maybe a foot and a half. I'm gonna cut through this with a knife. While I do that, you're also gonna want to be holding on to this, because like, if I let go of that, all this is gonna come off. And then you're gonna grab the end of your leader line, which you haven't wrapped around the shank. Put it through. So you're gonna put your line through, it's gonna come down here. The line's coming there. I wrap it around the shank. And then with the line coming from here, the end of your line, right here, and put it through the front eye like that. I'm just gonna pull it and pull it, pull it until it comes to an end. And then there you go. You gotta pull that real tight. Oh, jeez. to make that not really tight. And what I like about this is that there's not a breaking point for the knotless knot. A very strong knot. Very strong knot. Very simple to tie too. And then you're just gonna cut off your excess line right there. Now I've got my excess line cut off. Now on the end of this, I'm just gonna tie a Palomar knot to my swivel. Now I'm just gonna put it through. Take this line out, put it through again. Take it like this. I have those 2 loops. Now you're gonna tie it into a knot. I don't know if I'm showing you that very good, but you're gonna tie that into a knot. Those loops, now you have that, and now you're gonna put that around through the hole, and then you're gonna bring it through, and with extra loop, you're gonna put your thing through it. And then you're gonna pull up, main line, and pull your excess, and then you're gonna pull your leader line, then you're gonna pull your excess, wrap around your fingers, pull it as hard as you want. Now you can take pliers and pull your excess really hard. I lost my pliers somewhere, actually. I think they're in my backpack. Yep, I thought I lost them. Now I have them. Alright, now they're here. This time, pull the swivel, and I'm going to pull it as hard as I can. Oh. And what I like to do is even hold my hook, and then have the swivel like this, and just pull and pull and pull till that knot will not even move on the swivel. See that knot? If I try. It's a little loose, but that is a tight knot right there. And you never want to pull this with your pliers on your actual leader line connected to your hook. It'll mess it up and your line will break. Always want to do that on your excess line, which is the line, like, this is the line connected to the hook, and this is just the line that's left over from the knot. Now, that knot will not move. Now I'm just going to cut off my excess. Stick line. There we go. Now I've got maybe a foot or so line. Now on your main line, you have already got alright, so now on your main line, you've already got your single side with your weight and your bead. It's right there. And then you're gonna find how to slide that down to the end of my line. And then I'm gonna get my leader line, my leader. I'm gonna tie a big Palomar knot here because I got a big thing to put the loop around. So I'm gonna pull maybe a foot or so. Of this line, and I'm gonna put it through the thing again. Guys, I'm sorry you can't see this. Okay, I've got It's coming through here. Dang it. It's kind of hard to work with this much line. We got such a long leader and you're trying to tie a polymer knot. Oh. Okay. Okay. Put this through there. Now, got a big loop right here. And you're gonna put your loop right here and put it through here. I just cannot see anything. I'm so sorry. I guess I'm gonna just look up how to tie a polymer knot. Oh my goodness. Having some big technical difficulties here. Guys, I can't show you this. I mean, it's just too hard for me. I'm just gonna have to tie this. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll tie this. I got the loop right here. I'm gonna put the loop through this hole. Tie this part tight. And then with this loop here, I'm just gonna bring my leader, put the hook through this, and pull and pull, pull. Oh no. It's not turning out very good. Should have chose like a black table or something to tie this. You guys cannot see the main line. So I just tied a polymer knot. And I just pull my leader. And I pull my excess other line, and I'm gonna pull this tight. Bam. You got a polymer knot. Now with this polymer knot, I'm gonna pull this very, very tight. Now with my leader, I'm gonna pull again with the pliers, just like that very, very tight knot. Alright, now I'm going to cut my excess line. I mean, you can cut it however short you want it. I don't really care how short mine is. Alright, and there you go. That is the Carolina rig. Sorry guys for the long video. It should have been way shorter. But there we go. We've got a sinker slide, a bead. I've got, now the bead actually protects the knot here. I've got a sinker slide, a bead, a big barrel swivel, and Snell, 50-pound leader Snell 2 and 8/0 X-Bite hook. That is my Carolina rig. That's the rig I use for catfish. And hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks.